Hello, welcome back to the Boardgames 4K YouTube channel, and this is a channel where we give you reviews, playthroughs, unboxings, and we generally talk a lot of bollocks about board games and tabletop gaming in general. And in this video we're going to be talking about an old game, an old civilization game called Peloponnes, and this is a very basic civilization building game by Bernd Eisenstein, published by Iron Games. We're going to be giving you a very brief overview of the rules. We'll be telling you what we do like, what we don't like, and then we'll be coming back and we'll be telling you whether or not Peloponnes is worth playing in 2019. So if you're new here, then please consider subscribing to this channel. Leave a comment in that section down below, and we'll see you after this. Boardgames 4K. What you do, you take your tile, you place it in front of you, and each tile has got a number of starting resources on it. So it might be the case if you've got Pylos, you might start with 8 money, 3 stone, and 2 population. If you start with Arcadia, you might end up with 8 money and 2 population. And if you start off with Thebes, you might start with 6 money, 1 population. And each civilization gives you a recurring bonus at the beginning during the income phase. So Thebes will give you 2 luxury goods every round. Arcadia will give you 1 population every round. And Pylos will give you 1 stone every round. So this game lasts for 8 rounds, and the goal of the game is there's 2 ways to win the game. You can either have the highest number of population, or you can have the most amount of victory points. And what you do at the end of the game, you'll add up all the population that you got, and then you'll add up all the victory points, and the lowest score is your total number of victory points for that game. So this game takes place over a set number of phases in a strict order. So the first thing you'll be doing, you'll be revealing tiles from these 3 stacks, A, B and C, and each one represents an age where you get the basic ones in stack A, and then you get another sort of layer of technology, buildings and stuff, in stack B, and then you'll get the 3rd era in stack C. You've got landscape tiles, and you've also got building tiles. And landscape tiles always go to the right of your civilization, and building tiles always go to the left. So the first thing you'll be doing, you'll be revealing a certain amount of tiles, 1 for every player, and then you'll make up the number of tiles revealed to 5. So if you've got 2 players, you'll reveal 2, and then you'll put 3 in the conquest zone. And if you've got 3 players, then you'll put 2 in the conquest zone. So the next phase of this game, once you've revealed all the tiles, you'll be bidding on these tiles to buy them and put them in your civilization. So you'll see that each tile's got a cost down in the bottom left-hand corner, and that's the minimum amount of bid that you can make. So what you'll be doing, you'll be taking one of your markers and you'll be placing a number of coins with a minimum value of what's on the tile, on that tile, and you'll be bidding. And then the next player, in turn order, can come round and say, well, actually I'll bid more than that. And what you've got to do, if they bid more, you've got to take your coins off and then put them on another tile if you can afford it. But if you can't afford it, then you have to pass, take 1 coin as reparations for that. Or you can pass and take 3 coins. So if you want to place your coins on the top row, on the conquest row, you're going to have to pay an extra 3 coins for the privilege, but nobody can kick you out of there. So that's a nice little way of sort of guaranteeing that you're going to get decent tiles this round. So once everyone's either selected a tile or passed, then we move on to the next phase, and it's the adjust player order. So what you'll be doing, whoever bid the most will become the first player, and then if there's a tie, then those players stay in the same position. So the next thing you're going to be doing, you're going to be adding tiles to your civilization. And what you'll do, you'll take any landscape tiles that you bought, be placing them to the right hand side of your main civilization. But there's a catch with this. What you've got to do, you've got to make sure that every landscape tile that you place shares an icon with the tile to the left of it. So for instance, if I wanted to place this landscape tile in Pylos, then I would have to make sure there's a stone on the landscape tile that I place, because there's a stone on the Pylos card. If I started with Argos, then I'd have to make sure there's a stone there, or I could place a tile there with a wood, because there's a wood and a stone icon on the main civilization. And you keep moving these to the right hand side, and you'll place building tiles to the left hand side. And these are a little bit different because there's a cost associated with this one. So if I wanted to build the bridge, then I would have to pay 2 wood, and I would get an instant bonus of 2 population to my civilization, but it would also give me 4 victory points for the privilege and a recurring bonus in the income phase of a food every round. If you've bid and you can't afford to pay the cost, then what you can do, you can take one of your money from your supply and you can place it on the tile in question that you can't pay for as a sort of loan. And when the supply tile is revealed, when you have to feed your people, then you will be able to pay that off. But if you can't, then you will lose that building tile forever. So like we said, the next phase, you will increase your population by the amount listed on the tile. So this one will give you 2 population. This one will give you 1 population. Then we receive our income. So we look over here and onto the main player board, and this is where you track your wood, this is where you track your stones, this is where you track your food, this is where you track your luxury goods, and this is where you track your population. So you'll move your population up for this one-time bonus, and then you'll get your money, get your income based on what row your population marker ends in. And you'll also take any brown squares, any icons in the brown squares, as they recur every round. Next thing you'll do, you will reveal the disaster chits, and you'll see over here that you've got different types of disasters, and all of these will occur in each game, but you just don't know which order they're going to come out in. So you'll reveal 2 disaster chits and you'll place them on the tile, and if for any reason in subsequent rounds 3 of these are revealed, then it activates the disaster. So if for instance you activate decline, everyone will lose 10 luxury goods, an earthquake. For every building you'll have to lose a stone and a wood. For each tempest landscape tile you have to lose a food and a coin. This one you have to reduce your food score by 1/3, and this one you have to reduce your population by 1/3. And each one of these will be revealed throughout the game, and until all the tiles have been revealed. You have to remember that you can, if you want, trade in 2 luxury goods for 1 coin, but only 1 coin, or any type of resource, but only if you don't have any money or you don't have any of that resource. So that's sort of like a sort of a wild card. And you keep doing this, you keep building up your population, keep spending money, bidding on these stacks until they're all depleted. So sometimes during a game, a supply phase will be revealed, and that's indicated by this icon here. So when this turns up, you'll have to give up 1 food for every member of your population. So for instance, if I had 7 members of my 7 in my population, I'd have to give up 7 food to feed them. And if I can't do that, if I can't feed my population, I have to lose 1 population for every food that I don't have. So you'll keep doing this, you'll keep revealing tiles, keep bidding on tiles, keep expanding your population, getting your income, and this will last for 8 rounds, and at the end of the 8th round you'll feed your population 1 more time, and then you'll add up your victory points. So you'll get 3 victory points for every member of your population. Every 3 coins you get, you'll get 1 victory point. And then also you'll add up all the victory points in your civilization. So for instance, like this building here is worth 4 victory points, and this building here, this landscape tile, is worth 2 victory points. So what you do, you'll add up all your population and all the victory points from your tiles, and then you'll take the lower score, and that will become your victory point total for the game. The player with the most victory points is the winner. So what do we like about Peloponnes? Well, the first thing we like about it is the rule set is really, really simple, and it's easy to learn, it's easy to set up, it's easy to explain, and it plays in about an hour. So if you want a quick civilization game that is sort of a good antidote to those really long sort of through the ages, nations type things, then this may be the game for you. Second thing we really like about it, it's got quite a few expansions. I mean, we picked up one of the sets, and it's got like loads, about 10 different modules in it. So the game is expandable. I mean, out of the box it plays up to 5 players, but with the expansions you can get 7 or 8 players into this one. So quite a nice sort of mechanism where you're sort of trying to keep your eye on 2 different sets of winning conditions, where you've got to make sure that your population is quite high, but at the same time you've got to make sure that the victory points in your civilization are maintained. So there comes a point in a game where you've got to make a decision which way you're going to go, but you've also got the added randomness and unknown quantity of which disaster chits are going to be revealed in each game. So you're trying to sort of trying to balance the known information of what comes out on the cards with the unknown information, which is the unrevealed disaster chits. So there's also a good sort of catch-up thing where the luxury goods sort of allow you to sort of even up things, just in case you don't have, you know, the tiles that you get kicked out and you haven't got enough money. You generally, the luxury goods are a good sort of way to sort of rebalance a game in a sense. So what don't we like about Peloponnes? So the first thing that we find really annoying about this game is the fact that you could get kicked off a tile and not have enough money to go anywhere else, and that's a turn wasted. And that might not be anything to do with you. So somebody might have saved up loads of money and you've bought a few tiles, and you might end up getting kicked out of everywhere. And because you've already bid, you end up with just one coin, and that's not really enough to sort of make up for the loss of not getting a tile. But I suppose on the flip side of that, you will have a bit more money to buy tiles next time. But then there's no guarantees that the more expensive tile is going to come out. So it might just be the case that there's going to be some weak tiles the next round. So the sort of randomness of the tile distribution is a bit weak. So the second thing we don't really like about this is the disasters seem to be very, very unfair. Like for instance, losing a third of your food. If that comes up, if the drought comes up during a supply phase, then you're completely and utterly screwed. So the fact that you've got to feed your population at the end makes it very sort of unbalanced in a sense. And we found that there was occasions where we just thought, wow, this game seems a little bit unfair in the way that things come out. So there is that. So to summarise, is Peloponnes still worth playing in 2019? So I don't know. I mean, this game's showing its age now. I mean, we've had this for quite a long time now, and when we first got it, it was a sort of a breath of fresh air. The fact that you could play like a really good civilization game in just under an hour, and the fact that it was so easy to teach was sort of a bit of a blessing. But the trouble is now, it seems to be superseded. I mean, you just got to look at the artwork now, and it looks dated. The bidding mechanism sort of doesn't really work. The fact that you could get kicked out and there's nowhere to go, and if the money is scarce in this game, and they've also got the added annoyance of the randomness of the disasters coming out, which could decimate your population. And it just seems like there's better games out there. It's still an enjoyable game, but it's definitely showing its age. And we're gonna have to give this probably about 3 stars. If you get the expansion, you might be able to push it up half a notch to 3.5 stars, because it might be better with more players. But as it stands, there's better civilization games out there. Like Nations is a lot better, but it's a little bit longer, a little bit more complex. So I would say if you're looking for a very, very short and simple civilization game, this might be the game for you. But on the other hand, there are better games out there today. That's our little review of Peloponnes. If you're new here, then please consider subscribing to our channel. Leave a comment in that section down below, and we'll see you in the next video.